For the first time, President Buhari has spoken publicly about his directive to the central bank in matters of foreign exchange. This is the first time in a number of years the president ever spoke that he directed the central bank on what to do. So on Tuesday evening, when he says that he had directed the central bank to stop providing funding for food imports, he caught everyone flat-footed. Of course, folks were having a nice Tuesday evening, ending their public holiday, and thought it's going to be a blue ocean. Now, Mr. President has given everybody a lot of work to think and work on. The media aide to the president's statement, which was available on Twitter, quoted Mr. President as saying that the foreign reserves will be conserved and utilized strictly for the diversification of the economy and not for encouraging more dependence on foreign food import bills. As you have heard, Nigeria spent about $2.5 billion, rough estimate, on food imports every year. And some of this coming through from the foreign reserves, which currently stand slightly below $45 billion. The central bank has restricted official FX sourcing for some agro-products like palm oil, rice, sugar, cotton, and moving in recently on the importation of finished milk products. It's been 4 years since President Buhari's administration faces a hard times over FX earnings, resulting in restrictions on some 43 items, and the central bank directing interventions in key agri sectors, as well as using monetary policy tools on banks to encourage more credit into agriculture and manufacturing. The central bank chief himself, Godwin Emefiele, has variously spoken on the government's policy on import substitution, backward integration, and how to stop making Nigeria a smuggler's paradise, quote unquote, according to Bismarck Rewani, the CEO at Financial Derivatives, a few minutes ago here on the show. So let's check in with today's trading day. Temple Ashaju gave us a bit of a backward-looking data earlier. Now, well, let's get a bit of a sense of how we're getting today started. The stock market composite index, the main index, slightly looking a little bit reddish a few seconds ago when I checked in. So let me let's check in with Edidion Inwang now, correspondent there, the trading floor at the exchange, to give us a better reading of what she has seen so far since the opening bell about an hour ago here in our marketplace. Thank you, Edidion. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Bosin.
Yes. So, what are you reading as far as the market is concerned this morning, starting after the long holiday?
Well, Bosin, the holiday is over, and I must say the negative sentiments have resumed in the market. Currently, we're down about 0.38%, and we're getting closer to the 26,000 level. We've seen from, in the sectoral charts, only 4 sectors are unchanged. The banking sector is down, and that's because of FBNH and Guarantee Trust Bank, which have lost about 3% and almost 1% each. So we've seen, losses in the market. Let's just see how the rest of the day goes. But in company disclosures, Okumu Oil Palm Company has notified the NSE and, the investing public of plans to cultivate 5,000 hectares of oil palm in Edo State. Now, the company says it has intensified collaborative efforts with the state government, through partnerships with local communities and farmers to boost, agri, to increase job creation, and to also enhance modern agri techniques, So let's see how that goes, because right now, Okumu Oil's numbers haven't been so good. The stock is currently trading at 52 Naira. So we'll wait to see how investors react to that. Right now, no shares have been traded yet on that company. Also, talking about Red Star Express, the company has notified the NSE of the resolution of its 26th annual general meetings. Now, here are some of the takeaways. Shareholders will be getting 43 kobo dividend per share. The re-election of Suleiman Bauru and Choma Sideso to be, as board of directors has been approved. The company has been authorized to put in place an employee equity benefit scheme for its executive directors, while the board of directors have been, they've been advised to allot shares of unissued shares of the company for the scheme. Now, they would also need to appoint professional advisors, stockbrokers, and other parties that will be necessary to perform, that will be there to perform necessary acts for the scheme. So, the market is just starting. The holiday is over. things are slow over here. So let's see how the rest of the day goes, and we'll give you updates at 1:30.
Yes, it's going to be an interesting day out there, but it's very happy-fine story around Okomu Oil Palm. The numbers we had, as you said, for the early part of the year was not looking good, was in the water actually. But let's see how perhaps this is one of the companies that would benefit from President Buhari's directive now and his verve to reduce Nigeria's import bill. $2.5 billion, rough estimate, much bigger than that. And that's all conversation. Thank you so much, Edidiong Ewang, the Nigerian Stock Exchange trading floor, raising the curtain on the remaining 3 days for us at the marketplace. But let's check in, as always, on the flip side of the market street. That's the FI. We'll call it fixed income, bills and bonds. Let's talk to Nnamdi Elisa Eloka, who is a fixed income and currencies analyst at ZCrest Capital. Good morning, Olisa. This is a brand new day, and Mr. President, I'm sure everyone is in the news already. On that news, that developing story, Mr. President says an FX restrictions coming through for food imports. What is this news? How much of it are you thinking through this morning as an analyst?
Yeah, so Boston, we're not so surprised with the news by the president. The administration has so far shown its reticence towards the excessive imports of commodities that are being domestically produced in Nigeria. And the CBN governor has shown so far that he is in line with the fiscal authorities with this. So we expect them to come up with a framework on how to really implement this particular policy. Concerning how it will impact the market, we do not see so much of an impact. We think those guys that can no longer access FX through official sources definitely find other sources through the parallel market. We might not see a slight uptrend in prices in the parallel market, but net-net, there will not be so much impact within the FX market from the policy.
Okay. In terms of what the exchange rate might look like in terms of reaction, whether it's a knee-jerk one, which is immediate as to what do we go from here, what do we do with what Mr. President says. We're waiting to hear from the central bank officially, perhaps in the next 24 to 48 hours, or next week when the cabinet ministers are named and they're out of their retreat and all of that. Do you think there'll be a knee-jerk reaction? What do you think will happen at an e-window and or at the black market, what I call the street market? I don't like the terminology, black market.
Yeah, exactly. So what's really pressuring flows in the I&E market, what's really dictating direction is the offshore activity in the market, and they've more or less been repatriating funds so far within the I&E market, and it's been pressuring rates higher. So this particular policy to yank off food importers from the official market would not really have so much of a change in the dynamics within the market. The market will still remain pressured because of activities by offshores to take out their funds, which is draining liquidity within that market. The parallel market risk will also trend slightly higher in tune with the policy, which will no longer see the CBN intervening or selling dollars to those who need to import food items. We'll have to. That's the parallel market.
Okay. Thank you so much, Nnamdi Elisa Eloka, for giving us a sense of how the currencies market will play this out and what to expect. Thank you so much. Have a great day. From ZCrest Capital, Nnamdi Elisa Eloka, fixed income and currencies analyst. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time. Okay, and that's the big story for today and for the rest of the week. I'm sure everyone will be poring over this as we speak. The president, Mr. President, has spoken. His mind, he wants economic diversification, he wants import substitution, he wants backward integration, and he says the FX reserves will no longer be available to encourage those who want to import foods into Nigeria, but for those who want to produce them locally, straight, simple, and short. Take it away from here, everyone. Let's continue the conversation from here tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning on Business Morning here on Channels Television, Nigeria's news leader. I am Bosin Amafaye. Goodbye from Lagos, and I'll see you tomorrow.